Hello guys, glad to have you on board again. Today we'll do this same context as we did 2 days ago or yesterday, as you guys kind of enjoyed it. So express briefing down the road, 10 to 15 minutes, no more, no less. And we'll try covering as much asset as possible and as quick as possible. So I'm going to be talking fast, obviously, and avoid getting into too much detail. So current context, still the same old stuff. Today is going to be an ECB day. Hard to say whatever the fuck is going to happen out of this. Neither I or you will ever know prior to those elements. Because it's all about words. Like we don't nearly even care about actual facts and stuff we actually do with the economical forecast and stuff like that. All we care about is what the hell the central bankers are saying, for a simple reason: we are in this context for quite some time already. It's very dangerous because it should be leading to some very dangerous volatility that we don't see. So it basically tells us two things. Volatility should be down there because the market is lost, the market is indecisive and hesitating some way because we cannot clearly set what the hell the central bankers are doing. We've had a 100% degree reversal out of the Fed in just a few months, so investors are lost. They don't know what the fuck is going to be done by the central bankers. They're just trying to figure this out for quite some weeks, and the problem is they don't have a clear message. Some people say something, Trump's saying the opposite thing, the market doesn't move accordingly, we don't price any fucking risk, so it's just about words and talking. That's very dangerous because talking is the most subjective analysis way you can have. So very dangerous to trade in here. Obviously our technically assessed strategy, especially mine, which is highly technical, is put it at risk recently. It's not very performing because of this. That doesn't mean the strategy is not working. It's just we're in a context in which my strategy is definitely not an edge, because my edge is a technical edge, and to be honest, right now the market doesn't nearly doesn't nearly give a shit about technicals. So if you get some signals invalidated, if you take more than average stop loss in the current times, then don't be surprised. Let's be honest, I do take them as well. It's not a very well performing quarter for me. I'm still managing to balance this one because I do have some scenarios working just well, but still a lot of speculative trades gets invalidated. So it's 1% there, 1% there, 1% there, and getting stop loss here, here, here. That's incredibly high number of stop loss being triggered. But these are speculative stop loss, and on top of this, obviously, quite some scenarios with leverage are just covering up for those losses. But still, even how big those gains are, so many speculative stop loss, one after the other, really fucks up my actual returns out of investments. So I'm positive for the quarter, but really far from my usual standards. I would call that a flat positive kind of structure. Hopefully the gold is here, but the dollar is fucking me up right now. So this is my current portfolio orientation. Too much dollar orientation, and the market is trying to fuck me once again. We'll talk about that after the cryptocurrencies. So I might have to suffer another big loss regarding dollar trades because these are the ones I have with leverage. So unless the ECB managed to reverse this trend, I'll probably gonna have to take some losses about euro dollar, just like I did with the GBP USD quite a week or two ago. So yes, if I have to do it, I'll do it. All right. When something doesn't go as along the plan, I have some limits, and when those limits are reached out to, I just trigger my stop losses. I'm not fighting against the goddamn market, even when what it does seems to be as irrelevant and stupid and dangerous that I feel it is. Still, prices is what impact my portfolio, and as prices goes against my plan and crosses above my limits, I just get the fuck out. I'll eventually re-enter again, but if my euro-dollar reversal scenario ends up being a mess, then I'll trigger some losses. Simple as that. That's how trading works. You're not here to make the market. You're just here to make some speculative calls on the market, wait for context to put the odds in your favors, wait for a technical price analysis area that makes sense, wait for a goddamn signal. That's all we do, but you know about that. Now let's move on because that's quite a long introduction. So, cryptocurrencies, what the hell do we do in here? Technically speaking, we might have found a bottom. As you can see, we clearly have built a resistant breakout. Everyone sees that, right? So the trend channel is now exited after we formed somehow a divergence between those two tops, those two bottoms. Remember that we've seen on an intraday basis that the 9.5K area was a very dense area with a lot of big orders pending. I think those orders have been executed or nearly have been. Now we are starting to reverse. That doesn't mean we're nearly going to be bullish. So some people will say, all right, there is a trade in here. We're probably going to get to this area and I can pay for a stop loss in here. Yes, that's a one-to-one risk-reward ratio, classical breakout trade. But in a range, you don't want to be trading such trades. All right, remember that the actual plan is that what the fuck is this context? If you don't know about it, then just read the freaking technical informations. This is a range breakout. Oh, sorry, this is a random breakout that you need to analyze. Is this a range breakout or is this a trend breakout? If that's a trend breakout, we're going to test the price and go further beyond. We don't, all right? We reverse exactly in here. We put another target and guess what? We're reversing exactly at these prices as well. So 2 times we've been failing on potential trend attempts. Not to say it was another attempt prior to that. So what the hell does that look like? If not just an ugly triangle structure, all right? So that's what I said was probably the most relevant way of consolidating this market, remaining below 11K, but still gaining some time, because remember that the overall strategy is that we need to save us some time to give some hope for the bulls before actually fucking them up one more time. If we want to go to 7.2K or even below that, we're going to need to lateralize for a bit. We cannot go beyond with the same amount of bearishness, all right? We have to be doing this with a smoother pace, all right? So we need to wait, save us some time, hesitate, give some breath to the bulls, and then we'll eventually go bearish again. So what we'll have today is probably a bullish engulfing structure. Could be a morning star structure, but remember that morning stars must be done out of support areas. We're definitely not making anything like that. So don't take that as a bullish entry. As you can see, we basically almost terminated a bullish oscillation on momentum. So this is not the best case scenario for the bulls to jump in. I would most likely say that this signal is just a stop, right? We're overloading the momentum. We just need to range for a bit and we'll eventually go further beyond. That still is my most favorable tradable conditions at the moment. So just patiently either wait for this range to set itself and then you'll trade the bearish or bullish breakout depending on what the hell you want to be doing, or you try to anticipate the range knowing how dangerous this is, and obviously I highly don't recommend that for beginners. Now, other markets, if I want to keep that below the 15-minute bar, it's going to be tough. So, regarding German DAX, what the hell am I going to be doing in here? I goddamn don't know. Either today is going to be a strong reversal. We do have early signals in here. It's an exit plus overload. In here, on top of resistant context, below the previous resistance. If the market sells it in here, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised. ECB is definitely going to be the game changer. So today, people are risk managing, hoping that we'll go higher. If we fail, we're going to unwind entirely what we've done 2 days ago, which means we're probably going to close in here by tomorrow, or at least by the end of the week. So hard to say if the ECB is going to cause a reversal. Who knows? Like I said, it's going to be about the words more than the actual facts and effects, because there will probably be no facts, no effects. All we can have is probably just words and people trying to anticipate those words, robots trading it. So freakingly messy context, not the kind of context I can make money out of. I have no advantage in those markets, no edge. I'm still trading because I have to, that's my job. So I'm trading what I see when I see a context, but I'm definitely aware that these are not the best timings for my strategy to be really effective and 100% profitable. So right now it's pretty much balanced. So if you're a beginner and if you're taking some losses, once again, don't blame yourself, don't blame the strategy. It's absolutely normal. Even with experience, like I said, I'm not really making money at the moment. I don't think that's the kind of timing in which people are making money. I think some people are wasting and losing some money, so not losing it, not losing some money myself, I think is doing a pretty good job any fucking way. So I think I'm on the top of what's been done recently. Not losing is just, I think, a good choice at the moment, and patiently waiting to either be proven right or wrong. So if I end up being proven wrong, it's probably going to be without losses, which is, I think, definitely a good job in any way. The other big purpose is regarding Eurodollar and the dollar scenarios. I've been taking another selling entry yesterday on the DXY prior to the ECB meeting. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. The ECB either is going to be a game changer. I'll show you this trend line, or I've been monitoring this one for quite some time. I was never even expecting that we'll ever pull back out of this price. So today, either we break it down, reintegrate this previous bearish wage that we clearly exited from the upside. It's not just trying and reverse, it's try, push further in time. So normally these are trending, early trending scenarios. We shouldn't nearly break down those lows unless there is a huge reversals from the words that Mario Draghi could be using. Still, that is a possibility. Who knows? I cannot stress any more than that. It's very dangerous what we have in here. The market is just trying to fuck up everyone who's trying to trend trade for so long. I mean, there was so many trending attempts over the latest year that I cannot nearly understand how we can still be trading those prices regarding how much has been happening recently, the trade war, whatever. So it's really a dangerous context, explosive context to me. Like I said, these are the kinds of stuff that generally creates 10 to 20% trends on forex, so huge long-term trends coming along the way. I stand for what I've been saying. Like I said, I have my personal bias, which is selling the goddamn dollar. Maybe I'll be wrong, and if I am, I'll probably have to suffer some subsequent losses out of Eurodollar, just like I take my losses on GBP/USD quite some 2 weeks ago or something like that. I had to reduce my leverage, and I did it, even if that costed me quite some money. It took a 3% immediate loss on GBP, and I maybe will have to take quite more like a 5% loss on Eurodollar, because I'm leveraged on this stuff, which means if I end up being proven wrong, it's going to be a leverage loss, something I don't like. But I'm sorry, this was early trending signals. I had to be leveraged, and I stand for this. I have no regret. If I end up being wrong-footed once again by the market, then that's how life is. Sometimes some scenarios will give you false signals. You end up being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you'll take a loss. That's how it is, and even I am subject to this. I don't know what the ECB will say. Maybe they'll save my ass today, or maybe they just take me down. That's how it is. I goddamn don't know. These are for the worst part of it, all right? So I don't know how the hell it's going to be doing. AUDNZD has been trying to work out its support, but you know how correlated this scenario is to the dollar. So today, this will have an impact. Either today, they'll try to fuck me as well to reverse and try to go lower. That's an option. Option number 2, they validate, which means we're here today, and probably a few days from now, we'll be breaking some resistances and try to create the trend after this bullish impulse. All right, so this is how the market is trading right now. All right, as you can see, we exhaust the trends to the downside. We break resistances, and we get to retest supports. Normally, we should be paying those areas. In a normal market behavior, it should be buyers in here more than sellers. The problem is the market doesn't act normal. The market is just trying to fuck up every speculator. So if we were about to have this, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised, because that would just be a signal, one more signal, that the market is not acting pricing. It's not acting technicals, it's not making it rational. It just wants to fuck up whoever makes it rational. That's what's dangerous with the current market stage, is that we don't price things in. We're just here to see how fucking crazy we can go. And the thing is that there's no limit to those things. All right, everybody saw this trend line, pure and simply. So normal market behavior, we should be trending out of this, meaning building a support, but guess what? I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if the market was just trying to accelerate to the downside, simply because the market now doesn't know where to go. So what it's doing is just fucking up whoever tries to anticipate the market moves. You try something, you're going to end up wrong-footed, because that's the major topic right now. That's really dangerous, because that's not how markets are supposed to work. We're supposed to speculate, risk manage, and see where the market goes, but that's not the current way of trading, simply because of the mess we've been talking about. Still the same old stuff. Wall Street is absolutely messing around, and see how long this can last before breaking the toy. Final stuff. Tesla has been reversing. I shared you the trade right on TradingView, right on Discord. I pretty much shorted at the top, so I'll secure my trade at $226. I'll probably require just a 5% profit taking to pay for the stop loss or whatever. I have obviously much more bearish targets for this trade, yes, obviously partial profit taking down the road, but no more than that. Apple, I'm still waiting to see if this thing is going to hardly reverse or not. I don't goddamn understand what the hell we're doing out of this Iceland reversal retesting. Normally we should nearly go there, but I don't understand quite some things. I mean, the market is acting like I said, I've never seen anything like that. That's the first time in 8 to 10 year history of trading that I see my strategy just not working. It's been working so well recently, but right now, no, it doesn't. The market just doesn't play anything. So we're just, like I said, dead man standing, well, waiting for a bullet to catch up on its head. Regarding GE, I'm waiting for this one to tell me. We got earnings released next week, so I'm really curious to see what those earnings will be. Either we're going to bullish gap and break those areas, or bearish gap and get back to support areas, though a breaking trade is very dangerous in such context. So I'll wait for the earnings release to actually reinforce my positions on this asset. As for now, I pretty much would like to stand by rather than risk taking. That's pretty much it for today. So stand by for AUDNZD or speculative trade, but with very low leverage and very large stop losses because of the market is stupid and just wants to fuck up every speculator who try to get against it. Euro dollar, I don't know. It all depends on the ECB. Gold and silver, no matter what, these are the most safest trade I have at the current time. This is where I have the most leverage, of course, as well. So these are my safe haven, those that are bringing the gains out of the losses I'm taking everywhere else. All right. The problem is the dollar may be another loss, and if it is, it's going to be hardly covered by gold and silver, obviously. But those two are so hugely trending that in here, even the most ugly and dirty speculators cannot fight it. They try to fight it, but they don't make it. So the gold still looks like a pretty fucking solid trend to me. It's something that they would really like to reverse, but they just can't. Too much people buying gold. They don't have enough money. No matter how cheap the money is, they cannot sustain selling this more than people are buying it. So that's a good point for me. It really signals that something doesn't work along their plans. And that's still what I'd like to see. Next step is the dollar. We'll see if that's for today. If it's not, then I'll let it go for probably 4 to 5 weeks and wait for late second part of September up to October for another bearish potential timing with the bearish seasonality. Until then, like I said, stand by. Today is ECB. Try to manage your risk. Obviously, I can't, as your dollar is working support area, so I just have to take the risk, and we'll see. I'll see what it is. I don't know. I won't reduce my leverage prior to the ECB. I'll just wait for it. Like I said, I'm in a 50-50 game. Whatever happens doesn't depend on my personal choices. I cannot risk manage, which means I'll just let it go. That's somehow of a gamble move. Yes, it is. But at some times you're gonna have to take risks. The goal is just to do this the less often as possible. But in here, I have no choice but to gamble. So I'll see what the ECB will do. If that's against me, I'll take my loss. If that's for me, then I'll be able to reinforce, validate my trade. You know the drill. I just don't know. That's today's topic. I'm sorry to say that, but at some point, even traders can be totally lost, and that's exactly what I am currently facing. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow whenever we'll have anything regarding this ECB meeting.